Assalamu alaikum. How are you, my dear students? Today we have a new lesson. This is the fourth operation for decimals. It's dividing decimals. And as you can see, there's something written upside down. What is this? It's multiplying decimals. Why did I put this upside down like this? Because it's the opposite of dividing decimals. As you know, multiplying is the opposite of division, and division is the opposite of multiplying. And the same for addition and subtraction. Let's see here. As we said before, we still have the slogan decimals are decent because it's easy to do anything using decimals. Now we are going to see if we were doing division like this, what will be the answer? 4 divided by 2. So I'm going to divide 4 over 2. Suppose that I have 2 persons and I'm going to give each one of them something from the 2. I have 4 and I want to give them equally. So I'm going to give each one of them 2 because 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now, if I have 40 divided by 2, the number will be what? It will be 2 because here 4 divided by 2 is 2. And remember, we always put the 0 as it was from the beginning. And the same if I have 400s, 4000s. Okay, now as we are here learning decimals, so if I have number like this, 4/10 divided by 2, the number will be what? 4 divided by 2 is still 2, and the only difference here is the place. Here it's in the 10th place, so the answer is going to be in the 10th place. Again, let's have another example. Here now the 4 is in the 100th place, so it's going to be what? 4 divided by 2 is still 2, but it's in the 100th place. Okay, as you can see, it's normal, easy, and we can do it quickly. Let's see it next. Now I want you to open your books on page 115 in Pupils book, and let's answer together. See exercise 1 on page 115 Pupils book. As we just said that we have 6 divided by 3, this is something normal we are used to do, so it's 2, but 2 here is not in the ones place, so I'm going to put it in its place, which is here tenths. Now let's see the next B. I have 6 divided by 3 also. It's going to be 2, but remember here I have different place. It's in the hundredths place, so I'm going to put it in its place. Now let's see next exercise 2. Now can you figure something? He is asking me to estimate then divide, so I'm going to estimate first. How can I estimate this? Now I'm going to round this number 6, and here after the point I have 0, so I'm going to ignore 6 divided by 3, so I will say 6 divided by 2, is 3. This is something easy. Now let's see the next step is to divide. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now here for the long division, it's just as we used to do. What is the difference? The only difference is I'm going to keep the point in its place. As all the operations, we said the same. The only difference between decimals and normal numbers that we have to be careful for the point. Take care of the point and put it in its place. Don't change the place of the point. Now let's see next. Here I have 0, so I'm going to put 0. 0, 2's are 0, and here I have 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, 0. Okay, so this is my final answer, 3.02. This close to this estimation? Yeah, it's close, so it's reasonable. Now let's see the next B. Let's estimate first. I have 0.8. If I rounded this, it's going to be what? After the point I have 8, it's more than 5, so it's going to be 1. 1 divided by 5 is what? 1 divided by 5 is going to be a part of the 1. So it's going to be decimal, which is equal. You remember when I change fraction to decimal, I do what? Remember when doing this, multiplying by this to give me 20 over 100. And how can I write this? 0.20, which equals 0.2. Okay, so this is my estimation here. Now let's see the actual answer. I'm going to erase this just to not get confused with my answer. 0, I'm going to put the 0 and the point. 8 divided by 5. How can I do this? The closest number to this, to do this, remember, for division, I need to multiply by a number, give me the same here, 8, or less, but closest to this, not bigger. I cannot get bigger numbers. So the closest thing here is 1, 5 is 5, and here I will get 3. So how can I divide 3 by 5? Do I have anything to do? Actually, here I have very important thing we do, which is, remember when I told you that I can add zeros to the right of the decimals? That's what we can do here. If I added 0 here, can I divide this? Yeah, 30 divided by 5 is going to be 6. Look, it made everything easy. Once we put the 0 here, everything changed. Now let's try. 6 times 5 is 30, and here it's 0. So this is my answer. Now let's see if this close or not to my estimation. If I rounded this, and here I have 6, I'm going to round to the nearest decimal. Here, let's put this 0.16. I want to have one decimal like this. I'm going to round. I'm going to take this more than 5. So here this is going to be 2. So it's going to be 0.2 also. So they are close. Okay, now let's see the next one. I have 0, and I have my point, and then 9 divided by 2, the closest thing is 8. So 4 times 8 is 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1, and then take the 2 down with me. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So this is my final answer. Did I forget something here? Yeah, I forgot to estimate first. Let's estimate. If I rounded this, is going to be what? After the point I have 9, so this is going to be 1 whole here. So I'm going to divide 1 by 2, which is like this. 1 divided by 2. Remember what to do with this. Multiplying by 5 to make it 10, and here 5. So it's going to be 5 over 10, which is 0.5. So this is my estimation. Okay, is this close to this? Yes, because if I try to round this to the nearest one decimal or tenths, I'm going to this is more than 5, so I'm going to add 1 here. So this is going to be 0.5 also. So they are the same. Now let's see the next one, D. It's clear. Now 2 divided by 3, you cannot do this, so put 0. Now take the 2 to the next place with tens. Now I have 22 divided by 3. 22 divided by 3. What is closest to this? 7 times 3 is 21. So let's see. 21. I'm going to have 1 left. And here I have the 5 down with me. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. And this is my final answer, 0.75. Now the same, I didn't do the estimation at the beginning. Let's see. Now I have after the point 2, so I'm going to ignore this. I'm going to say 2 over 3, or 2 divided by 3. How can I do this? I'm going to say, actually it's not easy for me to do this, but I can say something that I have 2/3, so this is less than 1, as you can see, and it's not half or quarter or something. I know, except if I know the decimal or this, it's okay, but it's less than 1 here. That's what I know, and this is less than 1 also, okay? Now if I rounded this, this is 5, so this is going to be 8. Let's write this with another color. So it's going to be 8, which is less than 1. So it's okay to say that I know that this is less than 1, so I don't need to have many things. And here this is 1 divided by 2, which is easy. I can do without any operation. I can say that this is 1 over 2, which is 0.5, as I know this is half. Remember the halalas? Now let's see our next question. Now exercise 3 in the same page, he is asking me to do the same. Estimate, then divide. So if I estimated here, if I rounded this, this is going to be 5. But I cannot divide 5 by 4. Why? Because it's going to give me remainder. But it's easier for me to say that this is 4 divided by 4. So I'm going to have 2. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. It is easy, right? I can just, once I look, I will figure this. Or I can say that I have here 4 and I have here 4. So I'm going to have what here? Exercise 3 in the same page, 115. Here he is asking me to estimate, then divide. If I tried here to estimate first, let's see. If I try to round, as we say that estimation here is something to make the calculation easier for me. Now, if I try to round this, I'm going to have here more for this, so it's going to be 5. 5 divided by 4, it's not easy for me to do. So I want to find another way easier and quickly for myself. Actually, if I looked, I will find that this is easier to do because I have 4 divided by 4, it will give me 1. And here, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I can do this mentally without rounding, and it will be easier and closest to me. Now, let's do this exactly. Let's see what do we have. I will give myself space here. 4.8 divided by 4. And remember, there is a common mistake you are doing, that you are mixing the order of the number. Here, I have this big number. I have 4.8 and I want to divide them over 4 persons. Remember, try to put this in your mind. I'm trying to divide this number, this amount, with the decimal and everything, for 4 peoples. I have 4 persons right now. Don't mix the number, the order. I cannot divide this by this. So here I put the bigger number under the stage and the other number here. This is the dividend. Now let's see, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 1, 4. And here this is going to be 0. And put my point. Here 8 divided by 4 is 2, and this is going to be 8. So this is the end. So the number is 1.2. It's exactly like the estimation which I did quickly in my mind. It didn't need any effort. Now let's see for B. I have 8.46 divided by 2. It's easier for me to do as I said here before. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so I can estimate that this is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, and that's much better for me. It's easier to ignore the last one, which is 6, or I can do this even mentally. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And this is mentally, I didn't need anything. And if I did this exactly, it will give me the same number. Let's see if I try to do this. 8.46 divided by 2. Remember, the bigger number is under the stage. The bigger number under the stage. 8 divided by 2, 4. 8, 4 2s are 8. 0. And here I have 4. 4 divided by, remember, 4 divided by 2 is 2. And here 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the number exactly the same as my estimation, because I had the estimation quickly. Now let's see. See here, 3.5 divided by 7. If I try to divide this 7 by 3, or even if I rounded this and it became 4, as here it's 5, so I'm going to add more to the previous place. So both of them, it's not easy for me to do. But this one, exactly something we know mentally. As we know that the 7, when I divide this into halves, is going to be 3.5. 3.5 and 3.5, 3 and a half and 3 and a half give me 7, because 3 and 3 is 6, and the half and half is 1. So 6 and 1 is 7. Let's see this. 3 and 3 are 6, right? Addition. And if I have 0.5 and 0.5 together, they are going to give me 1 whole. So this is going to add here. So this is going to be 7. So you remember this, that 3.5 and 3.5 are 7, or 3 and a half and 3 and a half are 7 together. So now let's do this exactly. Exactly means with the operation. I will do this. 3.5 divided by 7. Here I cannot do this, put 0. Let's see, I have 0 times 7, 0. And I'm going to take the 3 and 5. 3. 35 divided by 7 is 5. So now it's 0.5, just as the estimation, exactly like the estimation. Now let's see D here. The same. Actually, I can do this mentally. Estimated is going to be 9 divided by 3 is 3, and here I put point and then 3, because 9 divided by 3 is 3. Sorry, this is 1. Sorry. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3.01. 3.100. This is the estimation quickly, because these are in the same timetable. They are the same, they are multiples of the same number. Now let's see if I did this exactly. Long division, 9.03 divided by 3. Remember the bigger number under the stage. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and here put the point. 9, here I have 0, here I have 3. I put the 0 first, and then I have the 1. It's going to be 3, 0. So the number is 3.01. Let's see here. The same. This is going to be mentally. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And here, if I try to round this, it's going to be 1. Or I can say this is close to 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is easier for me. To round this to the nearest number, I can divide by 4. So I'm trying to find something easier for me to divide by. I'm trying to find the common multiples for a number. I'm trying to find the numbers in the same timetable. So I'm trying to find the nearest numbers in the same timetable here to make it easier for the division. Let's do it exactly. I'm going to say, I'm going to put it here better, 12.92 divided by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12, put my point. Here I have 9 divided by 4, 2, 8, going to have 1, and then take my 2 down here. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and my estimation was here 3.2. As I said, this I can round to 8. Of course it's not rounded to 8, I got to put this 1 here, this got to be 13, but if I put this for 13, I'm not going to be able to divide. Okay, so that's why I said that this is close to 8, so I can do this, and the exact number is 3.23. Okay, now let's see F here. 28 divided by 6. Now let's see for the estimation what to do. As we said before, that for estimation I'm trying to find the closest number that I can divide using it. So here 28 and 6. The nearest thing here I have 24 divided by 6 will give me 4, right? And here I can round this to the nearest whole number, and this is going to be 30. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. So here I have 5 and 4. Which is better to do? You can do whatever. I can say it's going to be 4 plus something. It's going to be more than 4. Or I can say it's going to be less than 5. So this is the estimation. Let's do the actual operation. 28.02 divided by 6. 0 by 6 is going to be 420. 4, we have here 4 left. It's going to be, put the point, here we have the 0, and here 40 divided by 6. The nearest thing here is 6, and 6 times 6 is 36. And I'm going to have 4 left, and then take the 2 down. 42 divided by 6 is 7. So this is the exact number, 4.67. As you can see, I didn't put the 0 because it's on the left. As I said, it doesn't mean anything, but I can use it when I need to do operation and I need to put 0 in the place. So this is the actual number. As you can see, it's more than 4 and it's less than 5. That's why we are trying to find the estimation. As I said, estimation here is not something I can find steps for it every time. No, here I'm trying to find the nearest way to help me. This is estimation for division here. Now here for exercise 4, he's asking me to divide and correct my answer to the first or 1 decimal place. So, but before this he didn't ask me to estimate, but I want to estimate this with you. I want to practice estimation. Here, as you can see, if I need to find the nearest number that I can divide by 4, it's going to be 8 itself. And here it's 7. So what to do? I can say 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is the number, the whole number. It's going to be more than 2. How? Because here I have 7. I can say, if I rounded this and became 9, I cannot divide this and get the number which I need. But I can say that it's more than 2 because I can divide 8 by 4 and give me 2. And here I have still the 0.7 left. And I can say that 7 is close to 8 also. And this is close to 8 divided by 4 is going to be 2. So this is close to 2.2. Okay, but let's do this exactly and see. 8.7 divided by 4. 2 4s are 8. Put my point. Here I have 7 divided by 4. So here what can I do? I got to put 1, right? 1 times 4 is 4. Here I have 3. So what? I cannot divide 3 by 4. But is there another thing I can do? Yes, I can say that this is 30. I'm going to add 0 here. Divided by 4 equals 7 will give me 28. And here I'm going to have 2. I will stop here because he asked me to find make the number or round the number for the first decimal place. So here I have 2 decimal place. I'm going to stop at the second decimal place and I'm going to round. So here I have 2.17. If I rounded this to the first decimal place, I'm going to circle the number, look next door. I have more than 5, so I'm going to add 1 more. So this is going to be 2.2. This is like I said for the estimation. Now let's see here. We tried to estimate. He didn't ask us to estimate, but I want you to try to estimate with me because as I said, it's not something we have exact steps for it every time. No, we got to find this mentally every time with the proper way. Here I have 7 and 6. How can I divide 7 by 6? 7 is near to 6, so I can say that 6 divided by 6 can be 1. But I have something more than this because I have 1 more, so it's more than 1. So this is my estimation. If I did this exactly, and remember, I'm going to stop on the second decimal place. So I'm going to put 7 divided by 6 is going to give me 1. Here I have 1. Put point and give myself 0. Here I have 1. And if I say that I have 10 here, 10 divided by 6 is going to be 1. 1 6 is 6. I'm going to have 4. Here I'm going to add 1 more 0. So I'm going to say 40 divided by 6 is 6 times 6 is 36. So this is going to be 36. I have here 4 left, but I will stop here. I'm not going to continue here. As you can see, this is the number. It's going to be 1.16. For my estimation, I said it's more than 1 because here I rounded this to the nearest number to be divisible by the 6. This is 6. So this is the final answer, and hope you understand this lesson. I'm going to send you your homework, inshallah. See you.